welcome to this explainer. Look, we hear artificial intelligence literally everywhere right now, but if you're a Kenyan business owner, it probably feels like this distant Silicon Valley buzzword, right? Well, today we're going to see why that's changing fast and why AI adoption is a critical crossroads you absolutely cannot afford to push to next year. And we're basing today's insights directly on a brand new, comprehensive case study by AI Consultancy Kenya. So we're not talking about global hypotheticals here. We are looking at frontier AI built specifically with our local context in mind, targeting the real, everyday needs of organizations operating right here in our market.
Okay, here's our roadmap for this explainer. We'll cover the AI transformation urgency, the real cost of AI, a great case study on Zawadi hardware, your AI implementation roadmap, and finally, pitfalls to avoid.
Let's dive straight into part one, the AI transformation urgency, and exactly why it's happening right now.
So, the foundation for this whole shift? It's literally already beneath our feet. According to GSMA Intelligence, the mobile market in Kenya is one of the most developed on the entire continent. We're talking over 50 million mobile subscribers, and Safaricom's 4G network covers over 90% of the country. The digital infrastructure for AI is already fully in place. You don't have to wait for the connectivity to catch up, because your customers, they're already online. To put that macro context into perspective, the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics expects the economy to grow by 5.8% in 2024, and that is largely being driven by technology adoption. This isn't just about cool gadgets anymore. If tech is the fundamental engine of our national economy, your business needs to be on that exact same train to capture the growth.
And the momentum here is just massive. Get this. 80% of businesses in Nairobi are actively planning to invest in AI within the next 2 years. 80%. That means your competitors, your vendors, everyone trying to disrupt your market share, they're actively budgeting for this right now. If you're sitting in that remaining 20%, you're kind of placing yourself in a really vulnerable minority. Because look what happens when you adopt early. These businesses are already seeing a 60% increase in productivity and a 30% reduction in operational costs. That creates a massive gap between them and the businesses that postpone. Think about what a 30% cut in operational costs would mean for your bottom line. Well, you're doing things the traditional way. An early adopter in your sector is operating faster and honestly significantly cheaper.
All right, moving on to section 2, the real cost of AI. What are the actual options out there?
Let's break down the actual numbers, because AI is way more accessible than you might think. Solutions in Kenya start for as little as 25,000 Kenyan shillings for a 24/7 customer support chatbot. From there, stepping up to 50,000 or 100,000 gets you predictive analytics for data-driven forecasting. And for 100,000 to 200,000, you can unlock full automation to really ramp up efficiency. And hey, this isn't just about text anymore. These automation tools are paving the way for incredibly engaging things like AI-driven interactive video, which lets you send personalized interactive product experiences straight to a customer's smartphone. The whole shebang is surprisingly accessible for an SME.
But before we look at a real-world example, we got to define natural language processing, or NLP. This is the fascinating core technology that makes automated customer interactions actually feel, human. When a chatbot reads a customer's WhatsApp message, understands their specific complaint, and types back a helpful conversational response, that's NLP in action. It's quite literally how computers understand the way we actually speak.
Let's see this in action. Section 3, a case study on Zawadi hardware.
So Zawadi Hardware, they're a modest 12-staff operation based in Eldoret, and they decided to tackle their customer service bottlenecks head-on. They spent just 30,000 shillings and took about 6 weeks to roll out a custom AI chatbot. Honestly, it probably knows more about PVC pipe sizes than their newest hire. The point is, this isn't some massive corporate entity, it's a typical local hardware business, making a highly targeted, strategic upgrade.
And the result of that relatively small investment? A massive 50% reduction in their customer service response times. Imagine cutting the time your customers spend waiting for answers literally in half. That instantly translates to higher customer satisfaction, way more closed sales, and it frees up your staff to tackle much more valuable work.
Now, there is a catch. As the case study points out, the chatbot required significant training data to function effectively. AI isn't just magic out of the box, right? So Zawadi Hardware had to feed the system real examples of customer queries, local product names, current pricing, all of that so the NLP could give accurate answers. The tool is really only as good as the context you give it.
So how do you actually do this? Let's go to Section 4,
your AI implementation roadmap.
This 5-step roadmap is essentially your playbook. 1. Identify your value areas. Don't just buy AI, figure out where your business hurts the most. 2. Develop a strategic plan. 3. Invest in the right infrastructure and talent. 4. Start small and scale, kind of like Zawadi did with a simple test. And 5. Rigorously monitor and evaluate the results.
While you're in that planning phase, keep machine learning, or ML, in mind. This is the heavy lifter you'll use to turn large data sets into accurate customer behavior predictions. See, while NLP helps you talk to customers, machine learning helps you anticipate what they're going to do next. By analyzing past sales, it can literally forecast future purchasing behavior so you can optimize your stock and your marketing with just incredible precision.
Almost at the end here. Section 5. Pitfalls to avoid.
Because to succeed, you really need to know why others fail, right? The most common missteps for Kenyan businesses include lacking a clear strategic plan, starving the AI of training data, and inadequate infrastructure. But honestly, perhaps the biggest risk is poor change management. If you just drop a new automated system on your team without managing that cultural shift, they're going to resist it for sure. And if you launch without effective evaluation, you'll just never know your true return on investment.
But navigating around those pitfalls has a massive payoff. Early adopters in Kenya are 25% more likely to successfully expand their customer base compared to those who wait. They aren't just saving money, they are actively stealing market share by moving faster, operating more efficiently, and providing superior customer experiences around the clock.
So, knowing that 80% of businesses in Nairobi are making this move within 2 years, knowing the infrastructure is already here, and knowing the entry cost is highly accessible, I'll leave you with this. Your competitors are adopting AI today. Will you integrate it to define your industry tomorrow, or will you let a competitor's algorithm render you obsolete? Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Time to go start that strategy.